The biggest takeaway is the experience. The thing that we took the most was all the memories of our teammates and how we can come together as a team and learn the way we can work hard and do what we need to do for this next year.
Beyond just kind of some of the big players that you lost with Isaac, with Malik, what is the identity of this year's Snider team, and how is it different from last year's?
This year, this team, it has so much potential. All we have to do is come together and really get to know each other, and we can be great. All we have to do is work hard, and then we can really progress. Because when we get to know each other as a team, we can really move forward with what we want to achieve, and that's another state championship.
Kurt Tippmann just said that it was going to be one of the hardest things that you guys will ever have to achieve is winning back-to-back state championships. How does Snider get there this season?
I'm sorry?
How does Snider get there this season? Kind of what's going to be the biggest key in getting back to the state championship?
The biggest key is dedication to the team, because we want every player to feel that they're an integral part of the team. We want the freshmen to help us during scout. We want to have the whole team always cheering for us on the sideline. We want everybody to look out for each other and help each other work hard on the field. Then that's how we're going to achieve our goal.
We lost our quarterback last year, and we have younger quarterbacks that are fighting for the position this year. That's mainly our biggest loss. Every other position, we had younger guys that have already stepped up.
When I asked Coach Tippmann what it would take to win a second state championship, he said that you guys have all talked about it was the hardest thing that you guys will ever have to do. How do you guys get there this year?
We're just going to take every game one at a time. Every team we play is the hardest team we've played all season. We take regular season and just use that as learning. SAC championship would be nice, but we're going to be playing our best games by playoffs.
All right, and what will be Snider's strength this year?
Right now, our defense is probably our biggest strength. That's where we have our most returning starters from.
School football history.
Like first half, we got comfortable, and then second half, it was a whole nother team. We had to grind our way through it. All them shows we did in the summer paid off. All that running, weightlifting, everything paid off.
What do you guys take away from having to win a state championship as you guys look to repeat in 2016?
We have to take away our quarterback, get a new quarterback. We got to fill a lot of spots for our offense because we lost a lot of key players. So it's going to be pretty hard, but I think we have a good chance.
And looking ahead at the defense, you guys have so many returning players, and Snider's defense kind of like sneakily so strong last year. How much does it kind of help you guys to get ready, knowing that maybe the target's on your back this year, particularly the defense that has so many returning players?
Yeah, well, like last year we was pretty young because we was all juniors. We had no experience because half of us didn't play varsity football. But this year we're pretty mature since we're seniors. We have a lot of upcoming seniors coming in, and like we get a lot of rotation from our juniors. That's pretty good. Like our backups is as good as our starters. So it's a nice little rest. And it's going to be pretty hard because a lot of teams going to be gunning for us, and we got a target on our back.
All right, anything else you want to add?
Well, I mean, the process really hasn't changed much. It's show up every day, you know, whether we're running on the track, we're lifting in the weight room, we're doing some football things, we're studying in English class, whatever it is, it's show up every day, do your best, you know, work as hard as you can to prepare for whatever those eventual goals that we have are. So, you know, for that regard, it's kind of the same message, the same approach as it is every season.
Looking at some of those holes in the roster right now, what's the quarterback situation looking like?
Well, we have two juniors, Michael Hoppert and Hayden Jones, that are competing for the job, a sophomore and Brandon Young, and then Mac Hippenhammer was our backup quarterback last year. All four of those guys are taking reps, and really our approach this summer has been just teach, allow them to learn the offense, and then we'll evaluate when we get into August and you know, decide on what approach we're going to take, who would be the guy, you know, whatever we decide to do. But, you know, in the summer, I think we need to treat it as allow those guys to learn it, get reps at doing it, and then worry about the evaluation part.
And finally, will that be kind of a early August situation or a decision that you'll make just before kickoff?
Oh, no, I think we'll make a decision, you know, in a timely manner so that, a first offensive group can get some continuity and try to work together. So it'll be something that we work towards there as we begin practice in August.
We talked about some of the new guys coming in, but also, speaking of Mac, you got Money Woods back in the backfield, a lot of talented skill positioners coming back. What are you looking to be the strength of this year's Snider team?
Well, I think that has to start offensively with the offensive line. Joe Thornton, Bryson Haft, and Zenda Dellinger are 3 guys that return 15 games or more of starting experience. And so they'll have to anchor us up front. Everything starts offensively with the offensive line. That will allow whatever quarterback's back there to be comfortable. Certainly they're the ones that have to open the holes for Money and our running backs. Christian Covington's another guy that is going to have a great year as a young guy coming to share the load back there. Drew Stroud at the fullback position, another guy that brings back quite a bit of experience. So we're going to lean on those guys to carry the offense for a while. Also, obviously, Mac. And then, as the young guys, quarterbacks, receivers that fill those spots left from last year, they get acclimated and get the reps necessary where they can, compete and execute at the level we need them to, then we'll, diversify that offense. Defensively, we returned 7 of the 9 guys or 11 guys on defense. So, we should be a little bit ahead of the game on defense as it relates to our offense. So, we'll rely on those guys to keep us in games to begin with. But on the front, we returned 3 of the 4 guys up front with Will Johnson and Lawrence Johnson and Zach McDowell. So 3 stout guys that did a very good job for us last year. And in the secondary, really 4 of those guys in the secondary: Jordan Gorman, Dominic Slaughter, Taj Starks, Demarius Ridley. The guys that all played a lot for us in the secondary. So we'll rely on a lot of those guys' experience to carry that defensive unit.
Final question for you. For the guys coming back from last year's state championship team, how does winning a state title get their mindset ready of just how hard it is to win a state championship?
Well, it's proof that all the work that you put in is necessary to even get to the opportunity to achieve a goal like that. It doesn't guarantee it, but it's certainly, without it, you're not going to achieve that level of success. And so the young guys that weren't part of that team should listen to those guys that have been through it. Now, that's assuming that those guys don't assume, oh, we did it one year, it'll be easy the next year, because it won't. It'll be the hardest thing, as we've told them, it'll be the hardest thing you've ever accomplished to try and do that again and to repeat it. But that's the task that we look forward to and are excited about the opportunity to achieve. And so this 2016 has a completely different identity, has a completely different makeup, and will leave a completely different legacy to the program with the work that they put in. That will determine whether or not they're able to achieve it, and that's exciting.